Kings Park and Botanic Garden in Perth, Australia. Kings Park is one of the world's largest and most beautiful inner-city parks. It is rich in Aboriginal and European history, contemporary culture and offers innovative design, displays and services. Kings Park has an international reputation for scientific research, leading horticulture, conservation and public education. Kings Park is home to the spectacular Western Australian Botanic Garden, which displays over 3,000 species of the state's unique flora. 2/3 of the 400-hectare park is protected as bushland and provides a haven for native biological diversity. Visitors can enjoy sweeping views of the Swan and Canning Rivers, the city skyline and the Darling Ranges to the east. Bushland walk trails, immaculate gardens and parklands and a variety of children's discovery play areas can all be found in Kings Park. Kings Park is a 990-acre park overlooking Perth Water and the central business district of Perth, Western Australia. The park is a mixture of grassed parkland, botanical gardens and natural bushland on Mount Eliza, with 2/3 of the grounds conserved as native bushland. Offering panoramic views of the Swan River and Darling Range, it is home to over 324 native plant varieties, 215 known indigenous fungi species and 80 bird species. It is the most popular visitor destination in Western Australia, being visited by over 5 million people each year. Besides tourist facilities, Kings Park contains the State War Memorial, the Royal Kings Park Tennis Club and a reservoir. The streets are tree-lined with individual plaques dedicated by family members to Western Australian servicemen and women who died in World War I and World War II. Kings Park and Botanic Garden celebrates the unique and diverse plant life of Western Australia and is part of the worldwide network of botanic gardens committed to plant conservation. The original vision for Perth Park, later Kings Park, was of a European-style garden with lawns, shady trees and flower beds. Recognition of the climatic differences and the low nutrient soil changed this vision. In October 1965, the 17-hectare Western Australian Botanic Garden was opened, an ever-changing, living research centre that focuses on the conservation of Western Australia's flora and displays some of the state's most diverse and spectacular plant groups. Perched high on the Mount Eliza escarp in the heart of Kings Park, the Western Australian Botanic Garden is a sweeping 17 hectares of stunning garden displays, featuring striking species from around the state. Since its opening in 1965, the focus of its collections has been the cultivation and display of Western Australian flora, now displaying around 3,000 of WA's 12,000 species of native flora. Offering beautiful river and city views, the WA Botanic Garden has the largest display of Western Australian flora in the world, many of which occur naturally nowhere else on Earth. Plantings are grouped by regions of the state or notable taxonomic groups, and some are purely for spectacular display. A key feature is the Conservation Garden, which displays the state's most critically endangered and rare species. Regional displays include flora from the Wheatbelt, Goldfields, Stirling Ranges, Rottnest and Garden Islands, the Kimberley, Mulga, Southern Coastal and many more, with other beds dedicated to key native genera such as Verticordia, Boronia, Grevillea and Hakea, waxes and kangaroo paws and eucalyptus. There are always plants and flower in the gardens, but the pinnacle of displays occurs in late winter and spring, when expanses of annual wildflowers are a well-known highlight. The Botanic Garden encompasses a rich cultural heritage from ancient Niger history to modern day, through public art, memorials, trails, signage and displays. Unlike many botanic gardens, it is free to enter and is open 24 hours a day. The WA Botanic Garden is a popular venue for family picnics, live music, education programs and the Kings Park Festival, which attracts more than 500,000 visitors each September. The WA Botanic Garden entry. In 2016, artists Paul Johnson and Gail Mason were commissioned to create a stunning new entry sculpture, Symbiotica, for the Western Australian Botanic Garden. Stretching 8 meters high with arching aluminium panels and featuring copper and dichroic glass highlights, Symbiotica is beautifully offset by mature plantings of the weeping silver princess, Eucalyptus caesia. Symbiotica's design was inspired by the relationships between plants and insects. The large aluminium panels may be interpreted as leaf blades, or alternatively as insect wings. Intricate seed patterns from 11 endemic plant species have been laser cut into the aluminium panels. Changing colors highlight the sculpture as light reflects on the dichroic glass elements, suggesting both shimmering insect wings and the colors in wildflowers. The sculpture was officially unveiled on September 1, 2016. It was part of a signature project to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Botanic Garden in 2015, generously funded by the Friends of Kings Park and Lottery West. In early 2017, the Western Australian Botanic Garden was prominently designated with its name in 600 mm high, brushed aluminium letters mounted on a low granite plinth, completing the final element of a grand entry. At last, after more than 50 years, this significant living museum of plants has an official welcoming point for visitors. History of the Botanic Garden. Officially opened on October 4, 1965, the focus of the Botanic Garden has always been on the cultivation and display of Western Australian flora, most of which had not been cultivated at that time. Now, more than 50 years later, the Botanic Garden is an ever-changing, living research centre that focuses on the conservation of Western Australia's flora and displays some of the state's most diverse and spectacular plant groups. Additional species continue to be collected from the wild for research trials and propagation in the Kings Park nursery, ever increasing the range of species in cultivation. Thanks to the vision and dedication of Kings Park's staff over the years, Kings Park and Botanic Garden has become a leader in environmental conservation, horticulture and scientific research, which has achieved international recognition. Like us and join us at Extreme Collections for more fun and knowledge.